the way Good People came about, a few things. I kept hearing over and over again, American playwrights don't write about class. Where are the new American plays about class? British playwrights write about it all the time. Why don't American playwrights do that? Mm-hmm. And I thought, is that true? Do we not write about class? And thinking about it, I think that's actually not true. We write about class all the time. I don't think we write didactic soapboxy plays, which is maybe what people are talking about. Maybe they're talking about, you know, a play that says Margaret Thatcher has destroyed the working class and shut down all these mines, and maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe they're talking about Clifford Odets. I'm not sure what they're talking about. But I know that playwrights talk about people and their circumstances, and their circumstances will inform the play and the stories that they're telling. And if somebody is writing a story about, like Lucy Thurber or like Annie Baker, writing about people in working class Massachusetts, they're not overtly talking about class, but class informs everything that happens in all of those plays. And so I thought, okay, well, that's not true. Americans write about class. But if I were to write a play about class, what would that be? And the second thing that had been kicking around my head for many, many years was I want to write about my old neighborhood, South Boston. I care about these people deeply. I think it's an incredibly rich environment, full of stories and full of complicated things that I had been processing and continue to process for all of my life. But I knew that I did not want to write about the people that I loved and knew and respected and would be coming to see the play in a way that someone could then write in the newspaper, well, this is just silly, people don't behave this way. And so, could I write an absurdist piece about Southie? I bet I could. But I didn't want to do it for Good People. I thought, no, I've learned something from Rabbit Hole. It just feels like it needs to be realistic or naturalistic or whatever that means. That said, everything about me is informed by my upbringing in South Boston. And those working class people, all of us, deal with their hardships through humor.
Right.
Almost exclusively. And if things are awful, and this is the very Irish part of it,
right?
No matter how dark things get, there's always room for laughter, because in some ways, that's all you got.
Can you tell the story about when your mother came to see Good People and how she left with a bruise and where that came from?
Well, I never write explicitly autobiographically. My sister might disagree, but I don't think I do. So writing Good People was the closest that I got. I was really tapping into people that I literally knew. And I changed names and I, made amalgams, but my mother is very, very present in that play in a way that scared me. Talk about writing your fear. And so she came to see the play and I thought, oh my God, what is she going to make of this? And afterward I said, so how was it? She said, I have a bruise on the side of my body. And I said, why? Well, she went to the play with her best friend, Alice. And through the entire play, Alice kept doing this. That's you! That's you! And so she, of course, didn't see it. So it didn't bother her. Anyway, that's that story. Great. But I'll also say, even the early plays, which I never thought were autobiographical in any way, Funny Mirrors and Kimberly Akimbo, my sister came to see those plays, and I remember one of them in particular, she said, do you think Dad's going to be mad? And I said, what? Why would he be mad? And she was like, there. Holy cow.
Right.
And my mother would say, wow, where do you come up with these crazy ideas? And so I think as writers, we often have to put on these blinders and fool ourselves into thinking that we're not writing about ourselves. But inevitably, you're always writing about yourself.